Hi, my name's Peter Lennon and I run a marketing agency called Consultus Marketing. And here today I'd like to talk to you about the promotional and product lifecycle management process. First, it's important to understand what a product lifecycle management process is. Essentially, a product lifecycle process is dealing with the phases of a product's life until the product is aged and disposed of, so the product is obsolete and considered no longer saleable in the marketplace. It starts with the launch of the product, and that is the beginning of the active phase. So retailers will initiate the product by developing a stock keeping unit SKU code or something equivalent, and that will then be placed onto a retailer system or an online system like Amazon or eBay. You will physically create the product, and that is the date of creation. So that's the very first phase. That product will then be available for sale. The cost price, the retail price, supply details will all be logged into the buying system, or if you're a small business, you'll have that on a spreadsheet. And that product will be available for sale until a phase out date is implemented. Now, many people or small businesses don't actually implement a phase out date. This basically means that the product is about to become discontinued. So it's a warning in your system or your Excel even to say that this product you think is going to become discounted potentially as a result of new innovations in the marketplace or new products that you're developing in your business that are going to replace this old product. So it's sometimes called an old status. So the phase out date is the date at which you establish, but in a future point in time, this product will be discontinued. And it's most likely you will know what that discontinuation date is. So that will be placed in the system. And then you know the period of time between your phase out date and your discontinued date is the period of time where you should be seeking to reduce the stock level that you have down to zero. It would be very unlikely unless you needed additional stock to support a large order or promotion, but you'd be placing any more orders for the stock item at the stage of phase out. Sometimes it happens, but it's very rare. The next date is the discontinuation date, and that is where the product code, I call it a PIP here, which is product identification number, is actually non-available for sale, so no future orders of the product will be allowed, and there should be very minimal stock that you have left in your business. So stock should pretty much be depleted. If you do still have units of stock available, you'll see quite heavy discounts in a lot of retailers at the end of a fashion season, for instance, for products that are discontinued and the retailer wants to get rid of them. So Next is quite a big retailer that's known for this. So they have a real big sale starting normally on Boxing Day, and that's pretty much for discontinued products. The final stage is the non-saleable date, which literally means that that product is going to be destroyed, given away to charity, because it's no longer saleable in your business. So what you're trying to do is, at the end of the product life cycle, at the end of the product's life, is minimize any write-off against your accounts, basically, where you have to destroy product where you paid something for that product, but ultimately now it's non-saleable and it's going to have to be destroyed. So that's the basic premise behind the product lifecycle management process. The next thing to consider is the product lifecycle management process for promotions. And what this basically is establishing in good time ahead of the actual start of your promotional campaign for your products, is to understand what sort of time frame you need to be working to ahead to make sure, but you can plan everything in. So if you're a retailer, you're probably going to need longer than a small business, but most retailers work about 12 weeks ahead of a promotion. So if you were running a promotion the 1st of July, for instance, you would start planning that at least 12 weeks ahead in terms of logistics and finally checking your stock levels and communicating that out to all your stores and all the rest of it. Of course, on a high level sort of category buying marketing activity plan, you will know a year out the sorts of promotions that you're going to run. But normally 12, maybe up to 20 weeks before the start of the promotion, you'll start planning out what SKUs or what product categories or subcategories are in the promotion, and you'll complete your promotional evaluation templates, which we talked about in our previous YouTube video. About 8 to 10 weeks ahead of the promotional period, you'll start setting up all your lines. You'll be looking at any discontinued products as part of that promotion and making sure that your planograms are planned. And you'll be making sure that everything's set up in the database ready to go for the start of your promotion. About 4 weeks ahead, sometimes 4 to 6 weeks, you'll communicate out to, if you've got more than one store location, your different stores or locations or businesses, if it's multi-geographic, what the promotion is, how to activate that promotion, planograms in terms of if you're displaying that on a display unit or FSDUs, so like freestanding display units. That'll all be communicated out to your different locations, along with what the point of sale will be to support that promotion and any sort of FAQs that any stores may want to have answered. They will also be covered in the store communications. If you're a small business, it probably doesn't apply, but it's just worthwhile thinking in this way, even if you're a small business, to understand if you plan well ahead of when you actually want to run your promotion, you can really develop a sophisticated plan to make sure that you don't have non-availability of stock, but all your suppliers are aware of when you're planning to run promotions and you've got all your supply chain stuff sorted. Also to understand on what platforms you want to run that promotion, and do you want the level of promotional discount or communication to be consistent across all of your sales platforms or slightly different. So these are all sorts of things where a product lifecycle promotional process comes in. And then within the run up to the promotion, it's just working with supply chain, with your suppliers. If you've got salespeople that are visiting different locations, briefing them, making sure they've got everything they need, and any other operational issues that you need to cover will be covered off in that sort of 0 to 4 weeks before the promotion's live. So I hope you found this short seminar useful. And if you do like it, please consider subscribing to our channel. We'll have lots of content like this around marketing planning, category management, creative, and some strategic marketing stuff as well for you to obviously have a look at. And if you do want any consultancy from ourselves, please feel free to reach out to us through the channel and we'll be more than happy to help you.